When the final season of Mob Psycho 100 premiered last year, as a huge fan of the anime, which without a doubt belongs to the inner circle of my favorite anime series, I was more than just excited. I couldn't wait to find out how the journey of our protagonist, Mob, his family, his friends, and especially his master Reigen, would come to an end. Now, albeit with a slight delay, we can draw a precise conclusion about the series, of which it can be said that there is no bad season. I should mention that throughout this video, I will delve into the plot and talk about certain aspects, so I want to issue a clear spoiler warning here. To begin with, let's briefly recall the first season. Shigeo Kageyama, also known as Mob, possesses strong supernatural powers and was shamelessly exploited by Reigen, a man who pretended to be a medium, but was not, for his own purposes. Mob firmly believed that Reigen would guide him in proper use of those powers, because, since a childhood accident, Mob has been convinced that utilizing those powers in everyday life is wrong and only brings pain. Thus, at least initially, he only uses them against evil spirits. Consequently, as Mob possesses no talent other than his powers and is often perceived by others as an emotionless shell, he has been labeled a total loser. As viewers, we have known for quite a while that this label doesn't really fit, ever since we first saw what Mob is truly capable of. But Mob, a true idealist, believes that these powers do not make him better, worse, or fundamentally different from others. It is arguably the most important lesson he learned from his master. Therefore, among other reasons, to win the heart of his crush, Tsubomi, Mob tries to earn the recognition of other people in different ways, such as joining the sports club at his school, which puts his perseverance to the test. This brings us to my first observation, because what sets Mob Psycho 100 apart from many other anime series in its genre is that the drama between the individual characters takes the spotlight. One could say that the anime is more of a drama with action, rather than the action taking on the central role. However, exploring interpersonal problems is by no means a unique selling point. It takes something more. What distinguishes Mob Psycho in this regard is the incorporation of the most human emotions in a realistic manner, but presented through exaggerated and special characters, which creates a fresh and innovative impression. Whether it's jealousy stemming from feeling inferior despite seemingly having it all, which drives one to madness, or harboring prejudices against a specific person because one refuses to let go of their preconceived image of that person, or perhaps succumbing to the hunger of power, the desire to be someone in this world and gain recognition. The way these feelings are embodied and portrayed is truly admirable. It is the humanity inherent in these thoughts and emotions that makes the characters so relatable. Because the desire to give in to these dark impulses exists in every person, it is practically impossible to deny it. The question usually remains to what extent one expresses those impulses and whether one allows oneself to be controlled by such thoughts. The characters in the series are multi-dimensional, displaying both virtuous and flawed qualities. This portrayal allows viewers to explore the depths of human behavior, motivations, and the gray areas between right and wrong. It prompts us to question our own perceptions of morality and to consider the circumstances that shape individuals' actions. Through this exploration, Mob Psycho 100 invites empathy and understanding, emphasizing that people are not simply good or evil, but a mixture of both. In the anime, the characters deal with their inner conflicts in their own unique ways, and watching them navigate through it all is incredibly enjoyable. At the same time, the author excels at shifting the focus between individual characters, ensuring that no one is left behind. It's astonishing how, on one hand, you get the feeling that you're actually following the main character and his journey of self-discovery, which occupies the biggest part of the story. On the other hand, every character is illuminated without exception, and every small story receives its conclusion. Season 3 is a prime example of this, because who would have thought that just before the anime comes to an end, the Telepathy Club and its members would receive a worthy narrative closure? I was certainly surprised. The same can be said for Dimple and the Psycho Helmet religion. Although one could anticipate that the author would make use of that religion, it still offered unexpected developments. And finally, with the defeat of the major villain from Season 2, a vacuum was created that needed to be filled, and Dimple readily offered himself with his megalomaniac ambitions. However, this brings us back to my original claim that no one could predict with certainty the course or the outcome of the storyline. The way everyone in this anime is involved, the prevailing sense of unpredictability, that anything can happen at any time, combined with the absurdity of the characters, is what the anime has nearly perfected. In this case, these characters are not mere templates or copies of other shonen characters that we have seen 1,000 times before. The author actually took the time to think about what could make those characters unique. To experience this in today's anime world, amidst the constant influx of isekai titles, feels almost like a miracle. Of course, the emotional turmoil of our heroes, as well as our antagonists, doesn't simply arise out of nowhere. No, it can be traced back to a single fundamental thought that, on one hand, seems rather simple, but provides unlimited topics for discussion. Do the talents that we are born with actually determine our status in society? As mentioned before, it's hard to deny that someone with mob's powers, or generally someone with supernatural abilities, is vastly superior to the people around them, at least in terms of pure strength, and theoretically could rule over them if they desired to. This ideology is most prominently represented by the leader of Claw, who believes that according to Darwin's law, the right of the strongest, the entire world is rightfully his. Opposing him is Mob, who holds the exact opposite view, believing that his powers, as mentioned earlier, don't make him a superior person. One might even say that the hierarchical structure of Claw, with its Espers ranked by power levels, serves as a reflection of society's obsession with strength and status, but that might go a little bit too far. However, this great conflict is by no means the only situation in which this consideration is explored. It happens on a smaller scale as well. Reigen is the best example of this, a man who himself is unsure of what his strength is, and even doubts if he possesses any talent at all, finds himself trapped in a conformist working world and wants to stand out, make a name for himself. But is he even allowed to do so? This means that someone like Reigen, who obviously lacks any significant talent apart from his massage skills, may be destined to remain a nobody for eternity, a person without rank, someone who doesn't deserve attention due to their innate lack of abilities. But Reigen refuses to accept this fate, which is why he tries to pose as a fraud. The profession he has chosen is no coincidence, because exorcising spirits is something that hardly anyone can do, at least that's what he believes. And if other people believe that he possesses this skill, he would finally be someone special in the eyes of others. But even this is, of course, just an illusion, because pretending to have abilities is nothing more than lying to oneself, which cannot truly fill one with pride and joy, at least not in the long run. Therefore, Reigen finds it difficult to feel accepted and recognized until the very end. However, Reigen is not the only one who has to deal with this problem. Mob himself is constantly struggling whether he isn't giving in to a misconception with his moral code. Especially his opponents confront him with this fundamental question again and again. After all, if you want to develop a certain reputation or skills, the path remains arduous, which is even made more difficult by the fact that others won't stop looking down on you during this process that you go through. A significant turning point in Mob's mindset occurs during the second season, when the former telepath, Mogami Keiji, seeks to test him and presents him with the cruelty of people who feel superior to others due to their status. Mogami shows Mob that if his life had taken a slightly different course and he hadn't had supportive people around him, he would have quickly developed a hatred for his fellow humans and the whole world. The idea of using his powers against other people no longer seemed so far-fetched. However, Mob was able to find redemption and came to appreciate his current life, his friends, and his family even more than before. Through this transformation that Mob undergoes, the author once again manages to convey an important message to us viewers. Sometimes even the best intentions, great talents, or courageous personalities can lie dormant within us. Ultimately, our circumstances, the people we live with, and those we encounter every day shape our lives. No matter how much we resist, eventually everyone gives in or adapts to the given circumstances. In this world, there is so much potential that can never be realized because it was taken away from people due to random circumstances, and they will never be able to unfold it. Mogami Keiji, who developed a hatred for the injustice of others in the anime and turned to violence against them, was also just a product of his experiences. The same goes for the leader of Claw, or Reigen, or even Mob. That's why we should follow Mob's example and appreciate all our lives, because luck plays an incredibly significant role in how our lives unfold, whether happily or unhappily. None of us have control over the circumstances under which we grow up, but we don't have to let them define us. Therefore, to draw a fitting conclusion, if one leads a happy life, they should be grateful for it as often as possible. And if it's not yet as desired, the anime teaches us that we are the master of our own destiny. Want to look better? Well, then work on it. Want to be more confident? Well, then work on it. Want to finally confess your love to your crush? Well, then work on it. Even if our starting conditions may be unfavorable, no one says that we have to accept them. At the same time, we shouldn't reject ourselves or deny the negative, the bad, or the evil within us, because it is a part of us, and that's okay as it is. We must learn to accept our dark sides because they are just as much as a part of us as our good sides are. And no one benefits if we lock away our feelings and pretend to be fine. By doing that, our true selves feel neglected, and we only hurt others and ourselves, as impressively demonstrated by the final of the anime. And if we can't make progress on our own, there are people out there waiting for us to enter their lives, who can show us the right path. Therefore, no matter how dire the situation may seem, we should never lose all hope and search for a way out with all our might. By delving into these themes, Mob Psycho 100 offers a profound reflection on the human experience. It encourages viewers to examine their own growth, their acceptance of themselves, and their interactions with others. The series challenges preconceived notions of power and morality, prompting introspection and fostering a deeper understanding of the complexities of human nature. Through its thought-provoking exploration of these themes, Mob Psycho distinguishes itself as a captivating and introspective anime that resonates with viewers on a profound level. Mob Psycho 100 imparts wisdom of life without forcefully imposing it, allowing each viewer to interpret and absorb those ideas and insights in their own way. In addition to its thought-provoking themes, Mob Psycho captivates its audience with its exceptional animation and visually stunning fight sequences. The animators masterfully bring the characters to life, capturing their emotions and inner struggles in every frame. The unique art style combines vibrant visuals with dynamic movements, creating an immersive experience that further enhances the storytelling. This way, the anime manages to combine nearly all the positive aspects that an anime can possibly have. And how many anime can claim that for themselves? But in the end, Mob Psycho 100 is not just an anime. It is a transformative experience, an emotional roller coaster that touches the depths of our hearts and challenges us to become better versions of ourselves. It is a testament to the power of storytelling, to ignite change and leaves an indelible mark on all those who embark on its extraordinary adventure. So let us raise a toast to Mob Psycho 100, a series that has left an exceptional imprint on the anime landscape and in the hearts of its viewers, a true testament to the enduring power of storytelling, the beauty of self-acceptance, and the limitless potential of the human spirit.